Monthly maintenance should include the steps listed in this section as well as the steps listed in the daily and bi-weekly maintenance sections. Intervals between monthly cleanings will depend on the amount that the stove has been operated on a daily basis. A stove which is operated continuously will need more frequent monthly cleanings than a stove which is used periodically as supplemental heat. The exhaust chamber of the stove was intentionally designed as an ash accumulation area. Only clean the exhaust chamber after cleaning the firebox shelf and heat exchanger tubes, because cleaning them will deposit ash into the exhaust chamber. Loosen and remove the two fiberboard retaining screws with washers using a 5/16 inch open-end wrench or socket. The firebox baffle is a free-floating design which reduces thermal stresses on the baffle and makes it easily removable for cleaning. Remove the baffle by grasping the baffle lifting tab in the center of the baffle, tilting the baffle towards the back of the stove. Lifting the baffle up and out of its support holes on the firebox shelf, allowing the baffle to slide down to the cradle, and then tilting it down and pulling it out of the stove through the main door. The top of the exhaust chamber should always be vacuumed first to prevent extra ash deposited there from being pushed down into the exhaust chamber. Remove the ash pan from the stove. Using a 5/16 inch socket wrench, remove the two screws which hold each of the cleanout covers in place. The cleanout covers are located on the back wall of the firebox near the bottom. Remove the cleanout covers from the firebox, and before vacuuming the chamber out, observe the type and quantity of ash buildup. The ash deposited in the exhaust chamber should be light, fluffy, gray, or white in color, and should be no higher than halfway up the cleanout port. Using a utility type vacuum cleaner, as previously mentioned in its manual, vacuum the fly ash out of the exhaust chamber. A short piece of hose can be attached to the end of the utility vacuum line and can be useful in reaching the ash which accumulates between the cleanout ports. Reinstall the covers using a 5/16 inch wrench or socket and the self-drilling screws which were removed earlier. Reinstall the baffle. Reinstall the fiberboard, using caution not to damage the fiberboard by over-tightening the screws. Be sure to inspect your venting system periodically, following all instructions from the pipe manufacturer. Also, see your stove's owner's manual for additional information. Low spots, horizontal sections, and direction changes in the venting system, such as T's and elbows, are areas for potential fly ash accumulation. Inspect these areas diligently to keep the venting system in safe operating condition. After thoroughly cleaning the venting system, reseal any disassembled seams with high temperature silicone, part number AC-RTV3, if applicable to your venting system.